Alright, we got a little bit of a boundary break-esque thing here. So I have this mod that lets me fly through things. It's like a no-clip mod, basically. And it allows me to go all over the place. So we're going to start off here in the shops. I think this is probably one of the more interesting versions of the shops because it has actual gas pumps out here, which I think is cool. But if you're interested, you actually can fly into these cars with the mod, but you just can't. There's nothing in them. There's nothing in them. Another interesting thing, too, is that the vehicle is blue. Did you guys know this? Did anybody know that this vehicle was blue? Because this kind of blows my mind a little bit. I can see the UI and everything like that, so we'll look at the UI as well, but I'm curious if there's anything hidden behind the trees. If there's anything behind these trees, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, there's nothing behind any of these trees. There's nothing behind the hill either. I mean, it's really what you would expect from kind of a boundary break-esque thing here, because there's really nothing here. So I do have the UI enabled on this layers thing over here, and you can see I got 1 HP and 40 stamina and everything like that, 12k. You can see all the UI is here, which is kind of cool. Now, the most interesting thing on this map, at least in this version, is the fences. There's graffiti. I don't know what that says. It looks like it says your or York or something like that. That's kind of what it looks like it says. I don't know what that says. Can't tell what that is. And then here's York again for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's meant to say New York. And then, of course, there's another fence over here with more stuff. Basically the same things again. But this right here, Ruthstrom and Sons, call now, 070-174-0699, injured. It looks like there's text here too, maybe for a website or maybe for more information or something like that. As far as I know, nobody has ever called this number. So I'm gonna call this number right now on camera and we're gonna see what happens with this, right?
This is an emergency. Hang up and dial 911. For directory assistance, hang up and dial 411.
It just repeats that over and over again. Okay, so the number doesn't actually do anything. I figured that was the case because if you think about it, this number obviously has been in the game since it's come out, right? Obviously, surely, and surely, like this mod is publicly available, and everybody could just use this mod. Surely somebody would have posted that by now. So yeah, very interesting phone number here, but it doesn't do anything. I can get a closer look at some of the items that are in the game, you know? Stuff that I've never noticed before. Like, did you know there was arrows on this thing? I had no idea there was arrows on this thing. Interestingly enough, the backs of these soda cans inside the machines actually do have faces, which is weird. I never actually expected that. And actually, speaking of faces, there is like a hidden spooky face right here in the shop. I think this is actually in most shop spawns, if I'm not mistaken. It's made out of like leaves and stuff like that, and it's not attached to the stems and stuff either. I don't know if it's on purpose. I kind of feel like it's just an accident, like it just kind of coincidentally lines up this way and stuff like that. But it's interesting, it's there. And you can kind of see how it would be by accident because it's just these two combined. As you can see, we almost have another face right here. So it's just the same model being copy-pasted. And by the time they get to this point, the two models overlap in such a way that you get a face. There are other versions of this, and I'm curious if we can get those other versions to load in. Is there anything new out here at all? Oh, that's kind of interesting. There are pumps on this version of the map, but it's separated by a wall. I don't know if I ever knew that before. And yeah, these are the same pumps, nothing new or special about them. Oh, this is the mini map. This was on the other one too. I just kind of skipped it. This is the little radar. So if I pull this up real quick, that's what this is. This is this right here. It's the exact same thing, but it's modeled right down here in 3D, which is kind of interesting actually that it's 3D because the actual thing itself is 2D, right? So that's really interesting. That's interesting. It's kind of cool. It hasn't been activated yet. What's underneath it when it's not been activated? Oh, wow, interesting. There's literally not a pad there. Like how there usually is, like when you activate it. There's not a pad there. Before you activate it, there's literally no pad at all. Very interesting. 5 tips. 5 Goa tips flask. Yeah, here it is right here in all its glory. I think you can read most of it right here. Alrighty, something scary, something... Oh, that's still too hard to read. It looks like it says tips right here. There is stuff on the sides, though, that does look like it's easier to read, but this is literally just a bunch of binary right here. I think I could decipher that. It says, for your next big haul. That's what that says. Now, is this binary here? I could open up a binary reader real quick. You guys are not gonna believe this, but it translates. I put it in like this, and it translates to it translates to upgrade. I don't know what I was expecting. I'm sitting here thinking I'm about to uncover some cool grand mystery or something like that. No, it's just fucking says upgrade. And I'm pretty sure they all have the same binary code on them as well. It looks like there is a website right here, though. It's like it's www.something.com. I wonder if like this is translatable and that does go to a website. That would be kind of cool. It would be interesting if it went to like the Steam page for it or something like that. I just wasted a lot of time just doing that, didn't I? Because we are on the road now, which means we can actually see some of the things. That says Avast something. What did that say? Yes, and that is the same billboard as earlier, as I expected it to be. It's interesting too. The tailgate is down when you're driving, and this is blue. It's just, it looks kind of gray because of the lighting. Interestingly as well, and I don't know why I expected it to, but the tires do not actually rotate when you're driving. For some reason, I thought they would. Okay, we're gonna try to translate this right now, using, of course, Google Translate. I should have known it just says closed road. It just says closed road. That's what that sign says, and it repeats it forever and ever and ever and ever, infinitely on as you go. So yeah, that says closed road, and then you get up to this right here, which is a closed road. So that makes sense that that would be what that says. It's a closed road, and it's warning you about the closed road. It's like, hey, this road is closed. So that means we travel on a closed road for some reason, I guess. I don't know why we would be traveling on a closed road. I want to look inside of this to see. Yeah, it is fully rendered underneath and everything. And then this, the orb in the... Oh, wow, it is. The orb actually is in here. I thought this would be kind of like the extraction, and it didn't spawn it until after, but it is in there. The green orb is actually inside. Now, is there anything on the other side of this door? Because I've always been curious of that as well. And nope, there is not. Nothing inside this door at all. There is some detail hidden behind this panel right here, though, which I find interesting, but I think there is a version of this truck that doesn't have the panel there, so it makes sense that it would need it. So, as it turns out, in the station, there are a couple of things I missed. I originally wrote off all the trash on the floor as nothing, but if you actually take a close look at them, you can see that it actually says stuff, such as some kind of Val something, soda shelf, shelf cash, cash register, fluorescent lights, modern door, toilet, metal storage shelf, cashier's desk, wall, floor, ceiling, shop props, and then this last one is something like windows and CCTV, which the CCTV, of course, is the camera. So this seems to be a list of things that the developers needed to create, and for some reason they just included that as a texture in the game. You can see some of these other ones too, where it is like doll something. I can't tell what that is. It might say something blood. These other two things are, I cannot tell what they say. Let me know in the comments if you can tell what those are. But there are other lists like this one right here, which continues. I think that says kitchen, and then chairs, table, fridge, wash, cabinet, something. It's hard to tell what that says, but this actually looks like it says ping pong, pinball, and movie room. And then this one says something about a big screen TV, I believe. Again, it just seems like it's a list of things that they need to add or create. Here is the concept art of, I want to say, either the mansion or perhaps concept for this station itself or something like that. But it says on here that it has pit stop. I can't tell what that says. And then himself or something? Plushie, and then doll sands or doll stands, something to that effect. So it definitely seems like this is just concept for the game on the floor here. Yeah, that was flat screen TV or big screen TV on that, because you can see it again. And here is more. Again, I'm not sure what this Val shelf or Val scale, maybe it's value scale or something. It's very interesting. I've never noticed this before. I actually ended up finding this by accident by just randomly looking at the floor in the base game. It's so strange too, because some of them have been like flipped face down and you can actually see through them a little bit, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, the trash in the game actually has not necessarily lore, but some really interesting stuff. I mean, like, this is clearly some form of concept art for some location or something like that. And it makes me wonder, and I am going to take a look at this again when the game updates with the museum and all that other stuff like that. I'm going to take a look at these again to see if these also update, because it's possible that these could have been used as teasers for future updates or something to that effect. Like, this could be a teaser or something like that, or maybe they things it was teasing or something like that have already been added. And it is possible that they will have these random pieces of trash be teasers for the game. So yeah, that appears to be the only trash that actually has anything substantial on it. Everything else is just random blurry-esque textures. So this should at least hopefully cure some of that curiosity when it comes to breaking out of the boundaries for the different types of shops that can spawn, and it's everything about the truck and the road that you take while on the truck. I have 3 hours worth of footage to go over for the other maps like Mechanic Station, Headman Manor, and all the Swift Broom Academy, all of them. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see those, because it's going to take a while to cut those videos down. There are a few interesting things on each of the maps and stuff like that, and yeah, let me know, and please remember to do it for the meme and subscribe and share and maybe like the video or something like that, because it helps out a ton. And I mean, come on, you just do it for the meme, you know what I'm saying?